Hello to all my people, and if you're watching live, checking us out on YouTube or listening on your favorite podcast provider, you are most definitely my people. Welcome to another episode of Botched Spots and Chair Shots. I'm your host, a chef by trade, no mark by choice. I am the Will Gray, and joining me tonight is the reigning and defending MLW World Heavyweight Champion, because Boomaye is for the people, and ladies and gentlemen, it is the Suplex Assassin, Alex Kane.
What's up, guys?
Alex, how are you, brother?
I'm doing good. Being the world champ, can't help but, be good, be great.
What's up, Al? What's up, Shadow? Being the champ, dude, like that's a pretty big accomplishment, man. Like, we're gonna get to it, we're gonna build around it, but let's kind of start there. You were sitting in that chair not too long ago, man, and now you got a strap over your shoulder, bro. How's the last couple months been treating you?
It's been great. The bookings have really been rolling in. So it's really going to be good to get to see some new places and be in some wrestle for some new promotion. It's literally is a dream come true.
Man, I'm hyped to have you. But world champions, I had to bring in some backup tonight. My boy Jax is sitting in the co-host chair with me tonight. Jax, how are you? Thanks for being here, man.
Well, thank you for having me, and congratulations, Mr. Kane, on your win. You deserve it. I'm not the biggest MLW watcher because of not being able to get it, but I have just subscribed to Fight Plus, so I've gone back and watched Battle Riot and all that. You deserve it, every bit of it.
Thank you very much. It means a lot to me.
So let's kind of start with that build, man. 2023, for what it's been, has been a wild year. 5-1. You got the one knock, Davey Boy Smith. We're gonna get there. But coming out of that no ropes match, having built that feud with Davey Boy, coming into that, what was it like finding yourself on the other side of that feud, knowing, getting ready to build to what you were coming up to?
Man, I thoroughly enjoyed the feud. I definitely I learned a lot about myself. What limits I could push, definitely like being, Davey Boy Smith Jr. is a pretty high profile opponent for me. So that really let me know that I'm really here to stay, and I'm really here to that I can hang. That I can hang, and that I also have that ability to dominate when I need to. Sorry, what was the rest of your question? Sorry.
No. It was just kind of like building up and coming out of it. Let's take a look at that no ropes match specifically. That's such a unique style of a match to have to prepare for. What was the preparation like going into it, knowing, okay, like, it's not so much the squared circle anymore. You take the ropes off, that's a huge part of an arsenal. How'd you prepare for the match?
Man, so when they initially announced it, the first thing that popped in my head was back in my days of doing collegiate wrestling and amateur wrestling. I don't really touch the rope. I really try not to touch the ropes super often now, more than ever, because I've added a second rope clothesline in there, because I like to get a little fancy.
Gotta be creative, right?
Yeah, but that no ropes match was definitely in my wheelhouse. It was definitely in Davey Boy's wheelhouse, and there's only one other place that does anything when it comes to no ropes. But for MLW, I think it was the first time ever. It wasn't hard to prepare for. It wasn't hard to prepare for. That's what I need to say. It wasn't hard to prepare for at all.
So coming out of it, you rattled off some big wins. You got a win over Delirious. We see him all over the place. He helps with production in some big places, not to mention the fact he tears up the indies all the time. And you had a big win over Shigiro. When you came out of that, Davey Boy Smith, eating the only L you've taken so far this year, and probably for a while, since you just got the belt on your shoulder, we're hoping so. Coming after that loss, and you've rattled off all these wins in a row now, what was it like kind of lacing up and going in there with a Delirious, somebody who's been in the business as long as they had, and then working with international partners like Shigiro?
Working with Delirious was definitely I wouldn't say it was a dream of mine, but like he's definitely somebody that I've wanted to get in the ring with since I've met him. His style is extremely unique. All of the what do you call it? All like the gibberish that he speaks or whatever when he's in there is it kind of throws you off your game a little bit. As long as you're able to get back on the horse. So to be able to have a win over Delirious and how I guess illustrious his career has been, being in ROH and all of that other stuff. It was definitely awesome. And then also getting to wrestle Shigehiro, that was dope for me because that was my first true international match in the States. And he's a beast in his own right. So I was definitely excited when they said hey, okay, this is the guy you're going to wrestle. And he was definitely a challenge, but I definitely got the job done, as y'all can see.
It obviously went well for you. When you're wrestling internationally, is wrestling the lowest common denominator for you guys if there's a language barrier? Is it just as easy as I guess, hold on, let me rephrase this. Is wrestling and working in a rink like a third language for you guys? English, Japanese, then wrestling. Does it act like a third language when there's a language barrier?
Yeah, definitely. Wrestling lingo is definitely its own language onto itself. So it definitely makes any of the language barrier between English and Japanese an issue. It makes it a non-issue because you can always show somebody okay, hey, this is what I do or whatever. This is what I want to get done. So that definitely made it a lot easier. He also speaks pretty good English, so that also made it easy.
All right, let's keep climbing down the calendar a little bit. Battle Riot 5. Jax, how did you put it when we were talking before Alex got here? What did you say?
I said it was the Shawn Michaels moment.
No, he's gonna be in a little. I'm gonna say it for Jax. He said you Shawn Michaels the shit out of it, Alex.
I was trying to be professional. My first time.
So let's start there. Battle Riot 5, man. Let's start day of for you. What was it like waking up knowing you arguably at that point that day before the Alex match, biggest match of your career going into it? This was your shot. You knew what you had to do. What was it like day of?
Day of, it was definitely very nerve-wracking. There was a lot of pressure. It was also a daunting task, to go in number one. If you saw the draw for the numbers of Battle Riot, you can see my expression. I was definitely not happy about it or whatever. I'm over here thinking I'm gonna go in at 29 or whatever and win the whole thing. But me going into number one also created some awesome and amazing moments. I got to be in the ring with some people that I've never been in the ring with before, like Leo Rush. And just got to create a little bit of magic or whatever, and kind of show people some different matchups that could happen in the future. That's how we got Willie Mack, me going up against Willie Mack in September, and all the stuff on TV is what that is or whatever, because that's what you got to use to build up the match. But me and Willie have really, really good chemistry. We've never worked before.
So when you go into a match like Battle Riot and you've got 40 other dudes in there with you, and men and women, not just dudes, 2023, when you look at it and you go in there and you've had chemistry with some of these guys individually, you've worked with them, maybe some people you haven't, and there's so many personalities and so much going on. How do you stay streamlined and how do you stay focused?
The task at hand, winning the Battle Riot, everybody wants to be world champion. Yeah. And some people just only have to wrestle a match to get that shot, Willie Mack. And then other people like me have to overcome basically the whole entire roster and then some extras to earn that shot. So that was always in the back of my mind of okay, look, this may be a daunting task, but I have to defeat this person, throw them over, choke them out, whatever, to realize my dream of wrestling for the world championship.
When that moment happened when you went in the Battle Riot, what was the first thing that went through your head? Like,
I'm tired.
I could only imagine.
I love the honesty.
Dog, I was like, oh my god, I really just did that. Also, I wanted to cry. Like, there's the moment that they kind of clipped was like me like this, and I'm like, where are the fucking tears? Give me the fucking tears. I want to cry right now. Like, I can feel it, but it just wouldn't come out. But I was just like, dude, like, you really just fucking did that shit, dude. Like, you really fucking outlasted everybody else. You got to choke out John Morrison. You got to get your lick back on Davey Boy Smith, choking him out. Yeah, that shit was fucking magical. Like, you couldn't recreate that. And then, like, the fact that I found out I got broke like a bunch. I had a bunch of like firsts or whatever, and then I broke like a record or two or whatever, which that was dope. So that's always going to be in the history books, and nobody can ever take that away from me.
The 2300. It's hard to talk about wrestling in Philadelphia without mentioning it. You won the Battle Riot 5, one of the biggest matches in MLW history in that arena. What was that pop like? Because that crowd's centric upon itself, man. ECW did something to that city that will never be replaced. The 2300 is like a mecca for Philadelphia. The pop in the building feels different. What was it like for you? You know, you just explained that the emotional side of it, but like those fans, what were the fans like in the 2300?
That was dope as hell for me. One, because like even before when they knew the Battle Riot was happening or whatever, like, and like just like the Boomaye chants that were happening, and I didn't even say nothing at that point or whatever. I just walked out there, but at every moment or whatever, but there was like a little bit of downtime. It was just rocking, Boomaye, Boomaye, Boomaye. That was definitely magical for me, and then also to like play with a little crowd control and stuff like that in between entrants was definitely dope. I felt like a megastar.
It looked like a fucking party. Like, to be completely honest, like when you see, and like I said, I'm a little bit biased because I grew up watching ECW. So I remember, you know, the heyday of what that city looked like. And when I see big shows make that crowd pop, it's very nostalgic for me. So I was very much here for it. So after Battle Riot, Alex versus Alex, we see it coming. Yeah. We knew what it was the build for, the plan of what it was, everything that was coming after winning Battle Riot. Let's talk about the match. Like, you and Hamerstone, you have crossed paths before, but this one was different for the biggest one in the prize for you guys. Let's talk about that. Day of then going into the biggest match of your career, knowing that, you know, again, you're in Philadelphia. This crowd is going to be hot. What was it like?
The days leading up and the day of was extremely emotional. Like, I called my dad before, and I just kind of like, you know, thanked him for, you know, being the great dad that he was, and, you know, instilling so many great qualities in me, and then also always believing in this dream that I've had, which is professional wrestling, and then to also be damn good at it. Like, there's one thing to like have a dream or whatever, and then maybe it doesn't work out, or maybe you're like so at it, but to be as good as I am at it, not to put myself over. Actually,
it's
no.
Okay, you're the champ. Put yourself over.
Humility is for hoes.
Humility is for hoes. I'm writing that down.
That's a shirt. It's on brainbustertees.com right now. But it was like like I said, like end of Battle Riot, like I wanted to cry, it wouldn't come out. When I was on the phone with my dad, I was actually able to let some of that like emotional pressure like off and actually like get a good cry in. But like after that, like I was dead focused on, you know, taking down Hamerstone. Yes, he had this amazing title reign, some really awesome matches, one hell of a world champion. But I wasn't going to let that, or let, I guess, the pressure of being in the ring with him, like throw me off my game. Just to take it back a little bit, I remember when I wrestled Davey Richards for the second time, because the first time I was so in my head about, okay, I'm in the ring with Davey Richards, like I'm so nervous, like I got to prove myself to this guy, and like it was a good performance, but it wasn't my best performance. The second match was a match where I was like, okay, Davey Richards in the ring with me, like I'm about to show him and everybody else why I'm in the spot and why Alex Kane is who Alex Kane is. So with the world title match, like, okay, yeah, I've wrestled Hamerstone before, and that didn't work out well for me the first time. But I had what it felt like the entire city behind me. And going into that match, I thought that it was going to be split. It's going to be like some Hogan Rock shit or whatever. But no, it was all Boomaye. And it was so much Boomaye that they were roasting this man. And for like a little bit of the time, like I was like, damn, bro, like they really don't fuck with you. But it was again. That's another moment, another match, another feeling in that building that cannot be recreated. And to be the one to end such an historic reign, in lieu of trying to create my own historic reign, because if you beat the world champion, you don't want to have a lesser reign than they do, especially one as glorious as his was. So like now it's my time. Like now it's my time to make my mark in MLW. I've already made plenty of marks on MLW.
You've left some good marks, to say the least, my friend. You've left some marks. The chat is going crazy for you, Alex. They're dropping all kinds of emojis and shit. I'm not really sure what's happening with Twitch right now, but they love the shit out of you. What does that even mean? Like, they're going crazy. Seems good. It seems good. Everything seems good. So, all right, you won the title now. And this is kind of the easy part for you, man. Like, let's kind of look at today in wrestling. Boomaye. I've got to ask you a question. I've got to put one of the boys over. He's been on the show a few times. And Jay Bougie made his MLW debut. He made his Boomaye debut. I've got to put the boy over. Big shout out. He just had a baby. Congratulations for that. Yep. Let's put my boy Jay Bougie over, man. What was it like having him come up to MLW and jump into Boomaye with you guys?
So the cool thing about him getting the tryout match is that he was there for several tapings or whatever. He came to the ring with me. Like he's been in the Boomaye fight camp or whatever. Everybody's trying to get their spot or whatever. Like rise up in the rankings, and that night was his shot. Happened on the same night as a world title match, even though it's not cut like that for TV. But just like the reaction that he got, and the fact that people bought into it was awesome. The match that him and Thomas had was also a really, really good match. Extremely impressed. Just on like a personal note, I'm a fan of people who listen. Like they're not like you give them a critique or whatever and like they digest it. They're not trying to like defend themselves or whatever. Because like I'm not attacking you or whatever. I just want to see you get better. And to learn that he's only been wrestling for like 2 years is insane. So to have a talent like Bougie, to be in that middleweight division, because my vision of the Boomaye Fight Club is to dominate every division. I've told Court that since day one. Of the Boomaye Fight Club. So to see that finally like kind of coming to fruition is definitely I feel like a proud father, no pun intended, in that way. Yeah, I'm excited for what he's going to do and the impact that he's going to have because he's definitely special.
He's a winner. And like I said, we had the shameless plug. We got to put the boy over. I'm always going to talk. I'm kind of always talk highly of Jay Bougie when I have an opportunity to. In the wrestling world, outside of MLW, though, you're still doing your thing on the indies. How is the champ balancing a life in the indies now, being the MLW champ, but also still being that, the king of the indies, getting out there and doing your thing? What's that like now?
It's been dope because like now I always, I guess, I kind of struggle with the whole like being a name thing or like being a star because I'm still adjusting to it. But like people will be like, "Oh, yo, dude, congratulations!" I can't remember, I can't count how many times I've said thank you or like I appreciate it or stuff like that when talking to other talent. I think the best part about it is being able to carry the belt and be able to come out on shows with it or whatever. And like not everybody watches MLW, and I get and I understand that, but to be able to literally have this billboard around my waist and like someone watches me in the ring, they've never seen me before, and they're like, yo, this dude's fucking dope or whatever. So like now they're thinking, oh shit, let me watch MLW and see more of this guy. So that's really, really cool for me. And then also from a business standpoint, not having to worry about taking losses in any singles matches anymore. We're going to bring you in so we can put our guy over. Nope.
Not happening.
Not happening.
So you have your first. I was in your TikTok live a little bit ago.
Yeah, I saw you.
And you mentioned, you have your first defense coming up. How are you preparing for like knowing that you're now the guy with that target on your back in MLW? Like, do you prepare for every match?
I try to prepare for every match similarly the same. Like definitely like my cardio has been like way better now or whatever. I'm trying to stay on top of that. Trying to find new and different ways to inflict damage, new different ways, fun ways to suplex people. Just trying to keep my game sharp and try to keep it fun and fresh. Because I do not want a chant of same old shit like Hamerstone got in our match. So got to keep things rolling. Definitely for Willie Mack, like though I don't think he's worthy of a title shot. I don't think anybody is that only has to win one match to get here. But like he's talented, obviously. His work speaks for himself, obviously. He's been all around the world doing this thing for many, many years. But like with it being my first title defense, like I'm not sorry that it has to be him, but I'm definitely gonna make an example of him.
Yeah. I mean, I showed my buddy Tommy, who's in the chat, your title win match, and I will be watching you and Willie Mack go at it, and I'm hoping I can see an alligator roll in it because I love that. I love it.
This is a non-wrestling related question. You talk about wrestling so much. I'm curious, what's the champ do on his day off? Like, what does Alex Kane do for fun? Like, just out of curiosity, man. Pull the curtain back a little bit for us.
I watch a lot of TikTok. A lot of TikTok. And then like I have like a few games on my phone that I enjoy, that I play. But I mean, other than that, it's like watching Married at First Sight with my wife, or any other show that we're watching. But right now, we're really into Married at First Sight. So like I'm a homebody. So like if I can be at home with my wife, like that's a good day for me.
Will's got me watching Below Deck.
Dude, I love trash. It's on Bravo, I think. Isn't it Bravo? The same channel that does Top Chef and stuff. I love trashy reality television, dude. Below Deck, Big Brother. Love all of that shit. Can't go wrong with it.
I enjoy some Big Brother. I definitely enjoy some Big Brother. So I might have to look at Below the Deck. It's
cool. It's like yachts, but like all the bougie people like getting wasted on the yachts and the crew having to deal with their bullshit. It's a fantastic show, man. What's up, Dad Hat? Thanks for stopping by.
I think I may have seen.
It's on Peacock. AJ says.
I think I may have seen that or something like that. It might have been that. I think I may have seen that. How long has the show been around?
It's 7 or 8 seasons. It's been out for a while.
Yeah, so I've definitely seen that before.
All right, Alex. We always close them the same way, man, and this one doesn't. Even world champions have to answer 5 random questions. I've got 5 queued up for you. I've got them ready. You square? You ready?
I'm square. I'm ready.
Question number 1. Pineapple go on pizza?
Yes.
Good, solid answer. I just recently got one over on it. Question
I'm
number
gonna have
2.
to try it now.
Dude, we 100% will get you a pizza delivered and watch you eat it on air. Question number 2. What's your all-time favorite movie?
James and the Giant Peach.
That's a fantastic pick.
Oh,
That is a fantastic pick. Yes. Dad Hat says pineapple does not go on pizza.
You're being a hoe right now. You're definitely
I'm gonna clip that so I can just send it to him anytime Dad Hat says something I don't like. Dad Hat, you're being a hoe right now.
being a hoe right now.
All right, question number 3. If you got to be a comic book character for a day, who are you being?
Man, who am I gonna be? I'm gonna be the Flash.
Oh,
Definitely be the Flash. Then I'll be able to run really, really, really fast. I'll be able to carry people and run really fast, and then do like really cool running suplexes at high speeds.
How many suplexes you could do in a 45-minute battle royale match if you had this Flash's speed?
Yeah, because then I could actually no, I couldn't leave the ring, but I'd figure that out. But I could snatch them from where they are, bring them back into the ring, slam them, and eliminate them. I'd figure it out.
The champ always figured out. You like horror movies? Question number 4.
I think I do kind of like horror movies. I like the ones that are not supposed to be funny but end up being funny.
I love a little comedic humor in a horror movie. There's nothing wrong with that.
What? Why are you going in there? That never works out well for anybody.
All right. Question number 5. This is an either-or question. Would you rather never get hungry again or never get thirsty again? Never get thirsty again. I don't think I could ever give up food. I can agree with that. And we're going to sneak another one in. AJ wants to know, is a hot dog a sandwich? You can listen to the first interview Alex and I did because I asked him. But your opinion change, Alex? Is a hot dog a sandwich?
Hot dog is a sandwich.
Checks out. Vibe checks.
By definition.
Right. Just simple, but easy. All right, Alex, this is the easy part, man. We're going to shut up. We're just going to let you put yourself over, man. Tell everybody where to find you, your socials, anything you've got coming up worth plugging. Let us know.
Follow me on Twitter, Alex_Kane11. Follow me on Instagram at the Suplex Assassin. Follow me on TikTok at Alex_Kane11. Buy my merchandise, brainbustertees.com and MLWshop.com. I will be at Destiny Wrestling this weekend in Mississauga, Canada. It'll be me, Trent Seven, Big Damo, and Lance Hoyt. It'll definitely be a banger.
That's a match right there, boys.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's going to be nuts. It's for the Destiny Wrestling Championship. So who's going to be the first Destiny Wrestling champion? We'll see. What else? Let me see. The champ is very, very busy. The champ has
that's it. Very understandable.
Got to look at the Rolodex, call the assistant, find out where you're going to be next week. Get your passport in check.
Yep. I'll be at JWA in Wisconsin next weekend. Actually, I shouldn't have said that because it's supposed to be a surprise.
I didn't hear anything.
Nah, we didn't hear nothing. You're safe.
Nobody will remember.
Nobody will remember tomorrow, Alex. You're fine.
For September, I have Willie Mack, my first title defense in Philly. And then later that week, Saturday of that week, I will be wrestling Bobby Fish at United Pro Wrestling in Raleigh, North Carolina. That'll be interesting because Bobby is very old, but he loves to talk shit, and I love it. And then I will be at Wrestling Federation of America September 9th, 16th, and 17th. And then I will be back at JWA because that is not a surprise. And then to round out September, I have Action Wrestling on 29th, and then just Action Wrestling. The other booking got canceled, sadly.
29th of September?
29th of September, I will be in the building. The Good Hand is taking over.
Okay, so that means I will also be at Action Wrestling on the 29th because that's like 45 minutes from where I'm sitting. Alex, man, I always appreciate it when our paths cross. It's always an easy night when you've got good friends to hang out with. So thanks for stopping by and chatting about some wrestling with me, man.
Thank you for having me. Have me back anytime.
Absolutely. It's always a pleasure. And Jax, thanks for hanging out with us tonight as well, man, and breaking in the co-host chair.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you, Jax.
You too, and congratulations again.
Thank you, sir.
Congrats, Alex. And for my boy, Jaxbo and the champ, Alex Kane, I am the Will Gray. Thanks for stopping by and listening, my people.